ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the new episode of 13K1 podcast. No, the Samurai Games podcast. This is the name. And here I am in video form. And here is Fraser.
Hello.
Who are you, Fraser, for the people who doesn't know you?
First of all, it's fantastic to see what you actually look like, because I think we've known each other for what, 2 years maybe, and this is the first time I'm actually seeing your face. So hello.
Hello from Germany. We have now 12 p.m. around here, and you are in Australia around, and
I'm in Australia. Yeah, it's just gone 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, and you see, we are recording a podcast at that time. And I heard that you have a good coffee around.
Oh yes. I've got a beautiful cup of coffee right here. I'm very lucky to work for a coffee company, and we have got an incredible coffee that is roughly 400 Australian dollars a kilo. Ooh. So it's very expensive. It's one of those coffees that you will probably only try once or twice in your life. And I managed to squirrel some home. So I've been enjoying that.
Okay, does this coffee have something special about it, that the price is so high, or yes, would you say it is a regular coffee? You can buy this at any store and so on. And I'm not personally a coffee drinker.
Right, yeah, so it's not an everyday coffee. Because coffee is a fruit, we need to get to the coffee beans themselves, which are inside. So if you take like an apple, for instance, we need to get at the seeds. And so the way that fruit is broken down is a little bit special. So there's a winemaking technology called carbonic maceration. Mm-hmm. And so what that does is fruit is put in water, and it ferments in water, and then they remove all of the oxygen. So it's fermenting in water and carbon dioxide, and it brings out like crazy unrealistic sugar. So this coffee that I'm drinking now tastes like grape bubblegum.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you see we have the expert in coffee here around, and but we don't talk about coffee much. We talk about video games, and video games are our topic, and we have a special thing to talk about. But before we start, I just want to ask you, what did you play recently, and what games did you enjoy the most recently?
So, last night I just finished Halo Campaign Evolved on for the first time, really. So I am late. I'm a late gamer. So I didn't start gaming until I was about, say, 23 or 24. And I didn't have video games growing up. So with Halo and Halo 2, I only really ever played them like at a friend's house. We only ever played multiplayer, didn't play the campaign a lot. So it was really cool running through that for the first time. Halo Studios did a fantastic job with this remake. Have you played it yet?
No, because I have the remake for the 360, and I
Yeah.
think that's enough for me because I don't need another Halo 1 for this reason. And I have the Master Collection, of course, and I don't need it.
Yeah.
And I don't see
I
any
understand that.
point why I should play this also. And that's the reason why I didn't play it. And I don't have the Game Pass anymore, only Essential. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is different for me, but I saw recent comment on Blue Sky from Lady V, who said that she was playing for the first time Halo with Harry, and she
Yeah.
was enjoying it in co-op, and that's really cool. And for our topic, yeah, we talk about PlayStation, and we see that Halo is the first time on PlayStation,
Yeah.
and I don't know if this fits on PlayStation and what the PlayStation players say about that, but I think it is a good experience for them that they play this game maybe for the first time ever.
Yep. Yep. Well, that's right. I really enjoyed it. Like it was like the game's 25 years old, and sure they've made some graphical improvements. There's now a sprint. There's now an aim. Like they've added a few little things like that. But I think at its core, it's pretty much the same game, and it's just so cool to see how far we've come in gaming. Like I've got the Master Chief Collection as well. I only ever played through ODST and what was the other one? I think it was actually when the Master Chief Collection came out. I wasn't into Halo then. I loved ODST, so I played through that. But my Master Chief Collection is pretty much untouched. So it was cool to be able to play this again. What else have I been playing? I've been playing I played a really fun. It was only an hour long, but it was an escape room horror game.
Okay.
So what that is? So you have been captured by a cannibal, and he's got you locked in his basement, and you have to escape. And
With
so,
the skateboard.
sorry,
With the skateboard.
yeah,
Okay.
escape, like get out, and then as you so you're locked in the basement, and you're having to go through drawers and shelves and things to find stuff to help you escape. And if you make too much noise, then the guy upstairs hears you and he comes down to investigate. And so you have to put everything back exactly the way it was and go back into your cage, or it's game over. So it was quite intense because you only get a few seconds for him to come down the stairs, and then you have to run around, you have to shut this, you have to close that, you have to put that back, and then run in and lock the cage. And so I loved it. I thought it was loads of fun. Once I finished it though, there's zero replayability. It's one and done. It was developed by like a solo developer. I love indie games so much. I think they're doing some really fun, exciting things.
But that
So
sounded a
yeah,
bit annoying for me because you have to do things again and it's in things again. And
yeah,
yeah, and it reminds me of my childhood when I play Game Boy under the pillow and my parents says, "Don't make a light, also go sleeping." And no, I don't. I want to play Game Boy.
Yep, that's exactly right. That is exactly how it is. And then finally, the last thing I've been playing is The Mound. It is a 4-player co-op It is based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft, so it's all spooky horror. It's set, I think it's set in like the 1700s. You are on a Spanish galleon, and we've found a mysterious island, and you have to go onto the island to find treasure. And so at the start, everything's fine. You go on, you find some treasure, you come back. Fantastic. But the further into the island you get, the weirder things become. And it's amazing because this developer, it's their first horror game that they've made, and it's their first co-op game that they've ever made. And they have done a fantastic job. Because let's say you and I are both playing. My screen and what I see is different to what you see.
Ah.
And so I'm walking and I see a bridge, and so I go and cross the bridge. But on your screen, there's no bridge. There's just a pit of spikes. And so I'm walking, and the bridge disappears, and I fall into a pit of spikes, and I die.
Yeah, walking on time.
So, yeah, that's right. And so it's about communicating with each other, and you have to be close, because there's proximity chat as well. So if you move too far away from each other, you can't hear each other talk. There's no map, there's no waypoints, there's no anything. So if you get lost in the forest by yourself, you go insane and you die in the forest by yourself.
That sounds very realistic.
So much fun. It's so much fun. I've managed to get solo. It's not very good. It's not very good at all. But I managed to get a couple of games in with a few friends. I have managed to join up with a couple of random people to play. But if they're not talking, it's almost impossible. But yeah, very, very fun. Very fun. You just are slowly losing your mind, and things are going well, and then all of a sudden they are not going well, and you are running for your life, and your co-op buddies, all of a sudden in your mind they look like monsters, so you attack them.
Okay.
But they're not. They're just normal, and they're like, "Oh, why are you attacking me?" And then the screen will flash, and they look normal just as you're killing them. And again, now they're dead, and you're one person down to search for treasure.
I remember
Very
a
fun
game which I saw in the stream. I don't know if it's the same, but there are 4 players also, and at the end you meet back at the train and drive away, and you can kill each other, or something, or the people looks the same like you. You think that is one of your people, but they kill you, and in the end you have to decide if you go by train and leave the others alone or not. It can be that the others died in between, you don't know, and after that you go by train.
Wow. I have to see if I can find that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a multiplayer game, and yeah, it is comic art look. I don't know the name yet, but I will look after it.
Yeah, cool. What about yourself, Carrie? What have you been playing?
Before we talk about me, you played a game like Time Shift, so
yes,
maybe you can talk about that, because we have also Xbox 360 lovers, and yeah.
Yes. So I could say until this job that I'm doing now, I did a lot of travel for work, and so everywhere I went, I would swing past second-hand shops and buy Xbox 360 games. And I've got a shelf and I've got boxes sitting beside me I've probably got 300 Xbox 360 games just sitting
That's
there.
many.
Some of them I've never played. Some of them I've finished and don't remember. Some of them I've played a little bit of and forgotten. So I decided this year that I'm going to start chipping away at it. And so I made a Twitch account and I've started streaming all of my Xbox 360 games. Now, I just finished Time Shift. It is developed by Saber Interactive, which you might know from little games like Space Marine 2. They're a powerhouse now. They've been making some incredible games. So it's cool to go back. So I think Time Shift was like 2007. So it's almost 20 years old now.
And it's published by Sierra.
Yeah. Is it Sierra or is it yeah,
I mean, it is Sierra.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So it like again, another huge company. And it's very cool to kind of see the initial thoughts of some ideas that have come on in games later. So Time Shift is a first-person shooter, sci-fi themed. No cover system at all. It's just kind of like old school Doom or new Doom, I suppose. The movement is very slow. There is a jump, but there's no sprint. And you slow down time. And so you get into a firefight, you can stop time, you can run around the battlefield and knock all the guns out of people's hands, and then continue time. And so they're shooting, and then all of a sudden they don't have guns in their hands, and they're like, oh, what? And it's, again, so great to just think, like, this is 20 years old, this game, and we're starting to see some AI that are not just stupid running at you.
Yeah.
They hide, they throw grenades, there's certain enemies that'll stop time around you as well. My only criticism was that the levels were very long. I reckon an hour and a half per level.
That's
And
long.
there's 6 levels plus the boss. And it kind of started to all feel the same. So, so I finished that. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was loads of fun. But I don't know what I'm going to play next. I need some help.
Okay.
Someone in the stream mentioned a game called Fracture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know the name, and I feel like I can picture the cover, but I don't think I ever played it. So I think I'm gonna check Fracture out next.
Okay. If you have any recommendations for Fraser, please write it in the comments now. So,
Definitely.
for your questions, I recently played for the first time Dragon Age: The Veilguard. So
Okay.
I have a good time with this game, and I love the Dragon Age series. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I heard the controversy about this game before, and that people say it is too rogue, and I don't like it, and so on. And I tried it. It is not like Origins, and it is not like Inquisition. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it could be a bit better for my experience for the first time. And yeah, but I like it how it is tried to compromise, and the fighting system is okay, but it could be a bit better because,
Yep.
for example, I have my Xbox controller here, and I
Yep.
will show you what I mean with that. There's a quick menu. When I want to make a quick menu to make special attacks for my members who attacks with me, I have to press LT, and then I need to move with the digital pad any time and in a battle. And this is for an action RPG. I don't know if you played Dragon Age 2.
Yep.
Um, this is more like it, but yeah, you can push RB at the slider and make something a little bit different and a little bit complicated. But yeah, it could be a bit better. Like for example, Inquisition. Inquisition was really really great in my opinion.
Yep.
And another thing I see is the dialogue option. You have again in Dragon Age the circle at the bottom, and you have
Yep.
to pick some answers. And the thing is, I didn't see that first, there because there's only few options, three options,
Oh.
big options. There's an option, there's an option, there's an option. And the thing
Yep.
is, at the bottom, there's a little bit where it stands more. And I didn't see that first. And
Right.
yeah, and if you choose more, you can get more answers of the people. And yeah, if you didn't know it because it's little, really, 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 really small text, it is not in uh, every talk, but yeah, it could be a little bit better, and I think Inquisition made it much much more comfortable and much much more better because you can slow time if you want and so
Yep.
on, like in Origins. And and I think the way that goes more like Dragon Age 2 a little bit more, and the blood is still missing, but it is
Yeah, that's a shame.
the story is really interesting and cool.
Yep.
And Varric is back. This
Nice.
the dwarf.
He'll never go. If it's a Dragon Age game, Varric will be in it.
Yeah, and he's a really really cool character. And the character you choose is a random character,
Yep.
and you can pick two of three classes you can choose. And yeah, I made an assassin, so yeah,
Yeah. Is
you
that your
can
go-to
go
when
anyways
you play?
and customize and female and male and yeah, so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I having fun. And yeah, it is how I said, it's not Origins or Inquisition, but you can have fun with it, and that's the most important thing.
That's right.
And the other game I play is now Need for Speed Shift, because yeah, I have a 360 here, and I love racing games, and Need for Speed Shift is a good racing game for me. It is like Forza Motorsport a bit,
Yeah.
because you drive a lot of cars, but it's not a bit, it's more in a simulate way, but more arcadey. And
Yeah.
you see it when you start the race, that some groupies are around your car. And
Oh.
that's a big difference. And the atmosphere is quite different than Forza Motorsport. But in between you have the lines you can drive, the green, the yellow, and the red, like in the
Yeah.
Forza games. And yeah, it is fun. It's not like Need for Speed Most Wanted, of course, or like Underground, etc., etc. But you can have fun. And yeah, it is okay, and it is not a bad Need for Speed title. And of course, I played a little bit Forza Horizon 6. I
Yeah.
almost have the last the big races,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that's where I am, and I want to have taking time. And I'm not much of an achievement hunter. I want to have much time, and want to have fun, and that's the most important thing for me.
It is.
And yeah, I think that I don't know how you see it. You have you made all trophies, and for me it is like Forza Horizon 4, of course, because
Okay.
of the weather effects. But I
Yeah.
don't know if it is so good like Forza Horizon 4, because Forza Horizon 4 is my favorite game. Maybe
Yeah.
it is, but we have to see how the add-ons are, I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think when it came to say Forza Horizon 5, I loved the rally add-on. I
Yeah.
did not like the Hot Wheels one. And so I'm assuming because 4 had a Hot Wheels one too, didn't it?
For 4 had not Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels
Oh, it
had
didn't? Awesome.
Part 3, and
Right.
Part 4 had Lego, and
Oh, is that what it was?
it
Okay.
had the island, the Fortune
Yeah.
Island.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't like the Hot Wheels add-on. I liked the story mode behind it, like
Yeah.
hearing all the history of all the Hot Wheels and all that kind of stuff. But when it came to actually driving, I never picked any of the new cars. Only when I had to. Um, so I'm excited to see where what Forza 6 does with its DLC. I um I have finished all of the main races. I There's this food delivery like mini game, and I can tell you I hate that so much.
Okay.
I hated it. Obviously because I am a little bit of an achievement hunter. I played it until I got the achievement and then I stopped. But I will say that achievement is probably 2 hours of delivering food, and it is shit.
Well, I
It's
have
not.
to say about that, that for me, I made it a little bit different, because I say play for one day. I play some races and then I go delivery food, and that's
Yeah,
good. I think that
yeah.
is the thing you have to do. And
Mm,
yeah, for me, I like the
yeah,
story in Forza Horizon 6 a bit, because you
yeah,
see a lot of Japan, and the tuning thing was good, the drift was good, and
yeah.
yeah, the first time I liked drift in this thing, and
Okay.
yeah, it made
Yeah,
a
the
little bit.
drifting's very I'm going to use the word easy. Easy's not the right word, but this is the first game where I've found like I can actually do it.
Yeah.
And I'm actually having fun drifting. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had my fun, and the Japanese effect, of course, is cool, and yeah,
Very
that you
cool.
make for photos. The photos are really cool, that you can make photos and get some points for that, and I like that a lot. That you can
Yeah.
find some different spots where some graffitis on the wall, which is cool, which was in Forza 5 too, but not this much. And you have the Japanese thing where you have some night races, which is really cool. And
Yeah.
yeah, I like that a lot. But I
Yeah.
think for myself, it could be more. I want more
I
of that.
agree. I agree. It should like the night stuff almost should be the main stuff. Like I feel like everything should be at night. Everything should be neon. Like all of there should be like a seedy underground kind of element to it where it's not all just yay, let's go and become this amazing driver. I would love to like a little side story of like getting into the like illegal underground Japanese racing. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but I want to mention another game which I played a little bit before. That was JDM, Japanese Drift Master. and this is
Okay.
a little indie game, I think from Poland or something else, and you play in Tokyo and you deliver food again. And I have to say, this is a little bit different. This is more about drifting. You drift along and you have to
Yep.
drift. And I don't know if you like drifting, but this is a really, really good drifting game. You can tune your car. You can make like an underground back in the day.
Yep.
You
That was
can
so good.
make a color under the car, and yeah, and other wheels, and tune your car like you want. This is really, really amazing that you have such a thing, and you have really real cars, not it is licensed cars, not a fantasy car or so, which is cool. And but it is very difficult, and for the delivery you get money from that, and from making races and delivery food you can get more money, and then you can buy cars from that,
Yeah.
and that is this
This
is
yeah.
very interesting.
What is it called? JDM?
Yes.
JDM. I'll have it. Is it on 360?
No, it is on Xbox Series and GOG.
Oh, it's new. Yeah.
I think it costs
Oh,
30 euros here,
yeah.
and it is much cheaper than Forza, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's 52 AUD. Cool. I'll pop that. I'll have a look at that. Cuz yeah,
Okay.
I don't love racing games, but I'm getting into them more and more. Like I've bought myself a steering wheel, and I make an afternoon of it. I get the steering wheel out, I set everything up, and I will play a racing game for the day.
Do you still
Um,
use your 360 steering wheel?
I don't have a 360 steering wheel.
You didn't? You
I
did? I thought you have one.
I want to get one. I've got I've got a um I've got like a farming, like a tractor rig set up with my, oh, you can see it in the background there. Um that that little thing with all the buttons that sits beside you, and that controls all of the things inside your tractor. But I want to get a 360 steering wheel desperately, but because I'm in Australia, the I shipping from the rest of the world is very expensive,
Hmm.
and anything that is in Australia here is missing parts. A lot of them are missing the under desk clamp bit, and without that it's almost impossible to use.
Okay, I understand that. So for me, I had back in the day third master, or how it called for the PC
Yep,
wheel, but I thought later, yeah, why should I have a wheel? Because I play with the gamepad and that's good, or with the mouse
yep,
and the keyboard, and
yep.
that's good enough. And yeah, it is.
Did
I
you?
mean, back in the day, I didn't play not much racing games. Of course, I played the Need for Speed games, but
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, but I think we can go to our topic finally.
Okay. Okay.
And for the people who waited so long, sorry for that. But yeah, I hope you got some experience, and look, maybe, or got to get some experience which games we like, and which games we don't like, maybe, or maybe you say, hey, I want to experience this or that game, and I think this is more important than, yeah. getting the
Yeah.
clip quick or something else. Okay, we have some topic, and the topic are the recently news, and I have some notes around here. I made some notes,
Love
and
it. Love it. Yeah.
yeah, and the thing is, we have the topic physical media, and not only that, I put some other news around that too. The EA stuff I put in it for the people, for you, that you know about what recently was at EA, because
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can talk about that before we
Yeah.
started. So EA is now bought by Saudi Arabia completely. So
Yeah.
what are your opinions about that?
I EA is an interesting company because like they're known for their sports games. That's what EA is. But if you like look back through their kind of catalog, they're the ones who started to kind of branch out and test the waters in things like say Dead Space, for instance. And then, Dead Space did well. So they made Dead Space 2, which did okay. And then they made Dead Space 3, which did terribly. And so they scrapped it. And so I think with a new ownership and potentially a new ideas team, I think this could be really good for them. I do. Um, I am not. I'm not so worried about the censorship and the Saudi Arabian and how like conservative they are. I'm not worried about that being pushed onto EA games. I don't. I think they're in it for the money. What was it? 55 million? Is that how much it sold for?
Yeah, like that.
Can't, something
I
like
think
that. I think
55 or
they are
so.
going to want a return on that investment, and I don't think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see a change straight away. I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna slowly come. Because what has EA got in the pipeline now? Like what are they working on at the moment?
Battlefield was the thing, because I know that Criterion was working on, Need for Speed, and for now they have no Need for Speed on, and I heard that Criterion should work on the Battlefield thing. So yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
about that, and yeah, that's what I heard.
See, like a very quick Google, the next 4 games, 3 of them are sports games. So straight away, 3 out of their 4 games I'm not interested in. Um, we've got Madden, we've got ice hockey, and we've got football, which are the three standards. And then we got Star Wars Zero Company, which is actually coming out really soon. I didn't realize how soon that was. And I forget that EA do a lot of the Star Wars stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. I love a change. I love a shake up of leadership. I think I think it should, like, this is going to sound really brutal, but I've worked in so many companies where people in senior and leadership roles have been there for so long that they don't want to make a change. Things are easy. This is how we do it. And we've done it for so long and it's worked. And then they're never going to leave. Nothing's ever going to change. And you're just in a straight line. And straight lines are boring. Straight lines are boring. I need some excitement. I want to see something different. I want to see something fun and something unique. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens with EA. I really am.
Okay, before we started with my opinion, I want to mention a comment about that from Noble Panda, who is in our Discord as well, and he
Yeah.
wrote on Blue Sky. I fear for the future of gaming, especially Mass Effect now, that one of the largest publishers in the world is owned by a religious authoritarian government, seriously considering a boycott of any and all future EA titles. That was
See, I
his
sorry, Karen.
his mention about that.
Hmm.
So, what do you think about that?
I think that's a little bit extreme. I think I think that is just a huge generalization of of something that we've got no idea what's going to happen. I don't think there was any mention of a Mass Effect coming when Saudi Arabia didn't own it. That Saudi, what's the company that owns it now? I can't remember what the name is called. But like the new under old leadership and old ownership, there's been no talk of Mass Effect. So
There
I
was a
think,
rumor about Mass Effect 4.
yeah, but until I see something, it's just a rumor. Like, and and like I said before, I don't think someone is going to invest $55 billion into something to push a certain agenda. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If I had $55 million to invest in something, I want to make money from that. And the way you make money is to please your customers by doing things that they want you to do.
Yeah, but
Again,
I want
I'm
to.
more than happy to eat my hat when it happens. If and when it happens, I will more than happily uh, say that I was wrong. But until we see or hear of any changes, I don't think a boycott's necessary. Like I don't think anything's necessary. I think we just carry
I
on with our
want.
lives and hope that Star Wars Zero Company is awesome and see where we go from there.
Yeah, but I want to mention for a quick note that we have in Germany one investor for a football team,
Right.
and he once wanted to buy all of the football team, and we have in Germany a regularity that this is not possible. That 50% of a club should own to the fans, and
Yeah.
50% to the investor or to the um,
Mm-hmm.
to the other ones, and that's our regulation. I know that the UK is much more different, and France too with PSG and Chelsea and so on. And
Yeah.
where there was investor from Jordania also. I think Jordania is the name from the country, and he invested in this club, and yeah, the people was not happy about that, and yeah, of course he wanted to make this club big and so on, and later the club falls really down, really down. So
Yeah.
yeah, he invested more and more, and he got nothing from that. And now it is so that the club says, no, we don't want that at all, because our fan says we don't want this investor at all.
Mm.
So now they are independent and kicks in the fourth league. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Yeah. I see like that is something also that like he obviously doesn't know how to run a football team. He's just got money and he's just like, I want to buy a football team.
Yeah,
And it's the same, I think, like I said, like with any kind of shift in management or shift in ownership. If the person that buys it doesn't know what they're doing, then things are not going to go well. Like I see it in my industry all the time. People see a cafe and they see how many people are walking in and out of the cafe and they think, oh, that place is making so much money. I'm going to buy a cafe. And they buy a cafe and they realize that you don't own a cafe to make money. You own a cafe because you're passionate about food and you're passionate about coffee. And that's, I see if that might be a problem if these new owners of EA don't know video games, if they don't trust the people that they've hired to do it, then yes, I think there'll be a massive problem. But again, like I said, until we actually see something, I'm happy to just keep coasting.
For me, I would like to have back Mirror's Edge, because Mirror's Edge was a really, really, really great game, and Catalyst was for me a good game too. And I think it has some potential to make different games, not always racing, not always the football, not always
just sport.
Sports titles. I think there are. We had good games with the Star Wars games, I think, and I miss the thing where the EA makes a little bit different, like EA Origins, for example, which they have too.
Yeah, I like even a reboot of Dead Space. Don't give me a remake. Don't give me a 4. Give me something else. I don't need to be Isaac. Just give me a new Dead Space. Just try again. There's no harm in it. Don't make the development time so long. Hell, EA could start like a small projects team where they just make little games that don't cost a lot, that don't take a lot of time to make.
A new Burnout.
Yeah, exactly. EA's huge. I don't know how many people they have working there, but they just churn out the same games year after year after year after year. And sure, things like FIFA or whatever it's called now, FC, that's going to sell every year. Every year people are going to buy it. Every year people are going to dump millions and billions of dollars into microtransactions.
With microtransactions and so on.
Yeah.
So okay, but now we are going to the main topic. You talked about changes, and this is a big change in the industry, and I don't know how your opinion about that. I want to talk about Sony and what they did, and you already know what I'm talking about. I saw a lot videos about that, a lot.
Yeah.
And my opinion about Sony. I don't need to talk about that. But I want to mention something before we start. I was before Xbox. I was on the blue side, and I was very passionate about that, and that was not very good. And you see now how if you count on a very big company. If you say, yes, Sony is good, Xbox is bad, Nintendo is bad, only Sony rules, and so on, you see how it goes. And now we have a situation where Sony says, yeah, we don't put any disc until 2028, and their response to the fans now and says, no, we clearly don't want it. No matter what you do, we don't want to do it. Of course, I have to say I expected that from Microsoft before, that Microsoft do it, but they didn't so far. And we talk about Microsoft later, but now we are talking about Sony. You have a PS5, I think, at your home.
Yes, I
do. And what are your thoughts about this as a gaming collector or as a gamer especially? And no disc option in the future at the PS6. What are your thoughts about that?
So before we go any further, no matter what I say, I love physical games. I want physical games to be around forever. I do. But at the moment, I don't see it as a viable option for anyone. Like the industry as a whole is in such a weird place where not just the industry but life is in such a weird place where everything is so expensive, like just stupidly expensive, that we have to make decisions of we either do this or we close our doors. Now that is a huge, Sony's never going to close their doors, but everyone is tightening the reins. Like we saw with Xbox and Microsoft just recently, they just laid off a lot of people. They're closing studios. PlayStation's doing the same. But I think that it's such a sad time to be a gamer at the moment. It kind of is like when VHS died, and then we got DVDs. And it's kind of like that thing of like, at a certain point we cannot keep like feeding such a small minority. Like if you think like how many people own a VHS player now? If a company has to spend money on making VHS tapes that don't sell, or making VHS tapes that sit there for years and years and years, there's a cost there. And someone has to pay that cost. And so that cost gets put onto the customer or the person that buys it. Then that cost, and the cost keeps getting put on and put on until eventually we can't afford the thing. And so I think by doing this, somebody was bound to do it at some point, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It's not that I at one point, I think maybe 2018 or so, I started to think, do you know what? I've got too much stuff. I got too much stuff. And so I started to buy my games digitally. And then I and just the convenience of being able to like change games without getting up and finding the disc, like those little things. But then I moved to a new house and I didn't have the internet for about 2 weeks.
Mm.
And I couldn't use my Xbox because I had no internet. And then I thought, this is stupid. I'm like, I can't do the thing that I love because I have no internet. And so that's when I started to collect again. And so back in the day, so I've always been a collector. I worked at a music store out of when I kind of finished school, and I collect like hundreds and hundreds of DVDs. And then streaming became a thing. And in my mind, I was like, fuck, I don't need any of this anymore. I don't need these DVDs. So I sold them all. Now I regret it because I don't. And so that's been a thing with gaming. I've collected and then I've sold. And then I've collected and sold and collected and sold. So the core of me is I love having a thing in my hands. I love going to the store and buying it and coming home and opening it and getting the disc out. It's almost like a ritual thing for me now because I don't have a lot of time, and the time that I do have, I want to spend with the things that I love. Now, I like whether it's been planned or not, Xbox has been getting less and less and less physical releases over the past however many years. I don't like, there's been games that are coming out and they're like, oh, PlayStation and Nintendo physicals and no Xbox.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden PlayStation are like, oh, we're not doing it. Like
Yeah.
it just seems so crazy. Like, of all of the companies to say we're gonna stop doing it, it was them. Because like I don't know. And yeah, I could carry on talking forever about this because I'm so passionate about it. But you do need to be the devil's advocate at some point because things are so expensive now. What like if I know that their numbers that they put out, whether we trust them or not, whether they include DLCs, whether they include online only games, whether they include games that aren't physical releases, the numbers that they put out are very much if they're the numbers that Sony head office are seeing, why would you continue to do it? All it is wasting money for them. And at the end of the day, it's money. It's not
Yeah.
they don't care about us.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want money. And that's every company in the world. All they want is more money.
Yeah.
And
Companies are not our
us,
friends.
no way. No way. And so I did see, everyone's like, we're going to boycott PlayStation. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And PlayStation have come back and said, we don't really care, mate. Like,
Yeah.
you do what you got to do. And
Well,
eventually,
for me, for my perspective, I found it really funny about that boycott thing because I I think Doesn't Play was that wanted to boycott Sony for a period of time, and I think boycott? Really? Only to put Sony don't play Sony console for a period of time. What is that for boycott? I mean, if you want to hurt a company, from my experience, if you want to really hurt a company, you don't buy any product of them because
yeah,
money hurts them. So
yeah,
if you want that they will listen to you, don't buy any product from them. I think
yeah,
that has to be the boycott and not, yeah, I don't play Sony for a couple of months or a week or something else. I mean, who cares? I mean, Sony have a lot of customers. They are for the console on pole position and still,
absolutely.
and yeah, I see that. I don't see that, and I mean, Nintendo, for example, they have still physical media, a big one, but they also did in the past couple of years. They bring boxes out with the code in it or with
Yeah,
the key cards nowadays.
yeah,
This is also going in a big different direction from Nintendo. And Xbox is the same. They made you remember the game which is exclusive with the Steelbook. Many bought the Steel only because of the Steelbook, and in the Steelbook was the code. Only a code.
yeah,
That was it,
yeah.
and no physical release. And this is really, really sad, in my opinion. And I think
I agree.
for me, I don't want to buy a physical game or steelbook where no disc is in it, only the case or something else, because the environment, of course, it is not good for the environment. And yeah, I don't see the point. I mean, yeah, you have the case and so on. You can go do it in a shelf, for example. GTA 6 is a big example. You can buy it physical, and
Yeah,
in the end, you have only a thing for the shelf and a code, and you can't sell it anymore. You can't trade it anymore with a friend or say, hey, do you want to play this or that? And this is more the thing. And the other thing is, for me personally, if a company do that, they do it with a reason. And we talk about things they got more expensive. You talk about movies and streaming and so on. You said you regretted to sell all your DVDs and Blu-rays maybe and
Yeah.
get this streaming. And we see at streaming, Netflix, for example, that it got more and more expensive over the years. And back in the day, before not Netflix started, they say share your account. Nowadays, you can't
Yeah.
share it anywhere else, and I see a big problem in the digital service. I'm a little sad that Nathan isn't here because I know he has a thing for portable gaming. He is very addictive in that, and he likes it with the Xbox Play Anywhere thing. That's the
Yeah.
reason why Nathan is now missing. And you see the point about that, to see the other things. But for me personally, I see it very critical because if Sony really do it and other companies follow, they can dictate in their store the price. And
Absolutely.
this is
Yeah.
the really bad thing. I mean, I thought maybe in the future, I know we have Xbox Cloud Gaming, and maybe we have the Game Pass, and maybe they go to streaming to stream games. Maybe that
Yeah.
was my mind to think about that in a very far future, hopefully. And yeah, this is not my thing. I mean, you see it in music, you see it in movies, more streaming, more money, and you don't nothing. You don't own
Yeah.
nothing, and this is a very uh, big problem. And the thing is about music, the EA stuff is also there, and yeah, it is not. It's not really good in my opinion not to own something here. I mean, for
Yeah.
what do you pay? I mean, you of course you listen to music, and Spotify
Yeah.
is a big player and so on. For
Yeah.
me personally, I like it when I buy a CD or so and rip the CD off to MP3 and put it on the mobile phone and go on. And I mean, I don't
Yeah.
need internet for that. I don't need anything for that. And I don't get advertising and so on. I can listen to the music. Full stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
own the music because I bought the CD or the vinyl and good.
Yeah.
And the same for movies and for the games too. If I buy physical media, I have a disc and I put the disc on. Of course, we can now argue that not everything is on a disc anymore.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a different point too. But the other thing, you have the license to play it, and I see a very problem when we go all digital for another reason, because first it is not DRM free, and second you are counting on an account. So if you
Yeah.
have an only account, for example Xbox, PlayStation account, etc., and you got hacked, for example, all your games, all your investment is gone. And
Yeah.
we saw that also in Sony's news about the movies, that they deleted some
Well, that's yeah.
movies,
Yeah.
and because of the license they were gone. And yeah, but that's my that's a short I want to talk more about that, but before I want to stop and yeah, maybe you have to say about that too.
Yeah. So I buy like we'll talk about the music thing. So I do subscribe to Spotify, but then I also buy all of my favorite albums on vinyl. Now there's something about something physical where I don't know if you do this, but if I pick up a record and I put it on, I will sit and listen to the whole record. I will not skip songs. Same with a movie. If I put a DVD in, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to watch that movie. When I'm on Spotify or Netflix or whatever, you sit there and you watch 3 minutes of it and you're like, oh, this sucks, I'm going to watch something else. Oh, this sucks, I'm going to watch something else. And it happens with games as well, because there are so many games. And because I'm in the kind of like game journalism industry, I get access to hundreds of games that I just do not have time to play. And so much gets missed, because a game is a huge investment of time, where a movie or music is not. It's like 90 minutes max. And so I find that when I have a physical game, I will put it in and I will play it until I finish it. And I won't play anything else. When I'm on my digital stuff, I sit there and I'm like, what do I play? I'll play this for 30 minutes, and then I'll play this for 30 minutes, and then I'll play this for an hour. And I won't play that anymore. I'm going to not play that game anymore. But if I have a pile of games on my desk, I'll play them, and I'll play them all. And so I think that's another thing that we need to kind of to think about, of that, like, just the over-consuming of things, and just how much stuff is there and is available. Like, I don't know how I don't know how we fix this, or what we do, but like our friend Jeff a few months ago, he cancelled his Spotify for a month and just listened to CDs.
Nice.
I thought that was a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
I went online to look for a CD player. Too fucking expensive. Sorry for my swearing. Too expensive. I know I can use my Xbox, but I have my Xbox in here. I want something out in the lounge to listen to music on. And so all of a sudden, it's just this massive money investment. And as things are getting more and more expensive, it's going back to money. It's all going back to money. Everything is about convenience now. And if I can pay $25 a month to listen to any music that I want, rather than buying one CD for $25, I know what I'm going to choose. And unfortunately, it's going to be the Spotify, because there's so much there. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where we go from here.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of Spotify, because the artist doesn't get much money about that.
I
Maybe
know.
big artists, of course. And you have a 360 like me, and back in the day, put a CD in it,
Oh,
and
yep.
and make music from it. And this is a thing, you can burn the thing of the
Yeah.
360, which is awesome. And maybe this is an option, of course. But yeah, I can understand why people are not willing to buy any new CDs. But other sides, you don't need to buy any new CDs, because there are a lot of CDs used, which you can buy much, much more cheaper nowadays. And I think that is the most option you can choose. Same for game. You can say, come on, fuck it, Sony. We say we don't buy a PS6. We don't buy
Yep.
a Xbox Helix. We don't buy
Yep.
the new Nintendo console. We make a stop, because we have so much on the backlog. We have so much
Yeah.
games to play.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and we can
Well,
save money with
yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
the thing. And this could be an option for many people, that they say, I want to go back retro, or go back, or say, I want to buy this or that console. I recently look at the prices for the Xbox 360 games, and I saw that many games after that announcement was a little bit
Yeah.
went up for the
Yep.
price, and that many games went from the store.
Mm.
And I don't know if
Yep.
you got the experience when you looked around for um, used games for the PS3 or Xbox 360 around your place, but I noticed that at yeah, it's very concerned for the used market that maybe the
Yep.
prices goes up now
Definitely.
for the games, and this is not a good thing for us consumers,
No.
because
So if
there
I
you have to pay, there has to have to pay, and it is not really, really, really good. And I
if I
think you
go
have,
into a store, sorry, if I go into a store, it seems to be the same. But if I look online, everything's a good $10-15 more expensive than it
yeah,
was. Yeah.
and this is not a good thing for us customers. And I want to point out another thing about that. Do we have also two options now for the future, and I don't see any video around YouTube which say we have options what we can do. I see only boycott PlayStation, but PlayStation is so bad. I want to sell my PlayStation, etc. The really funny clickbait stuff. But I don't see
Mm-hmm. Yep.
people really that have some thing people can choose, people can do, and there are options. And I want to say what, in my opinion, is the best option you can do. First, do it like Xbox. That sounds very, very simple, I know, but Xbox goes physical to digital program. I mean, that's
Yep.
a big thing, and I think for the idea, it's very, very simple. They load the Xbox disc, and if you own the disc, you get the digital format of it. That's a good idea, of course. And if you sell it, um, the other
That code
one
goes
gets
with it.
it, how I
Yep.
understand. But I don't know, we don't know how it is handled. But the thing is, back in the day, 2013, the Xbox One was released. You know the dilemma, and
They tried to go they tried to go digital only, and
right,
everyone was
and
like,
after
no.
that they rolled back. And the thing is, um, what I learned today was, I heard at a podcast, and someone mentioned that Xbox has this probably feature that on the disc is the serial number. For every game is a serial number, and that's that does happen PlayStation. So PlayStation can't do that the physical to digital, because they have not the serial number like Xbox.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I would wish that every company, if it is Nintendo or if it is Sony or Xbox, that we have the option um, to have physical to digital. For the first
Mm.
option, the second option is to have an option that we have a optional disk drive. If we use it, is it is our thing. If we don't use
Yep.
it, it is okay too. And I think that should be an option for the next consoles. But we are gamers. We can't say, "Hey, company, listen to us." And
Mm.
now comes the big one. The big one is many people say we go PC only. The thing is, if we go PC only, Steam is a big player on PC. And the
Same.
thing is,
Yeah.
for me personally, again, you have to count on an account. You need an account. You have to sign in always, and you have only a license to play. The same is like Epic. The same is like Xbox. So
Yeah.
I have to say that I count on GOG, because you own the game, you have the DRM free. That means you get an offline version of that game. And
Yeah.
for example, you said recently, I had no internet for a few weeks, and I
Oh, that
can't
was
play my
years
Xbox
ago though. But
games.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I had that too. I visit for a few days my father, and I didn't have an internet access, so I put my laptop with it, and yeah, I want to play some games. I have some games on my laptop, and I started the GOG launcher and started it offline and want to play the games I have inside. It works. It works. I don't need anything. I can play the game only, if, of course, for for the things I have installed, of course. But
yeah,
it works, and that's a good thing for me. And I think people should go and support this thing, because first, preservation program, very important nowadays, of GOG. I don't get sponsored about GOG, I want to say, but I want to say that GOG is the thing you can choose. Of course, you can go Steam and say I want to play offline, and you can, but you have to log in first, and then
yeah,
choose offline play, and that is a big different. And for GOG, you can always play offline. You can you on your games, you have your achievements. There's achievements too, and you get wallpapers. You get the soundtrack for some games if you buy them. There are free games if you want to try them, and yeah, I see some possible things in GOG if you want to go PC only. And for the console players, it gets really, really difficult, because maybe
yeah,
we are on a point where we see that on PlayStation side, we see it on Xbox side, that a PlayStation or an Xbox is a PC.
yeah,
And the thing
yeah,
is, how long can it be that a console gets sold? Of course, we can say maybe PlayStation goes Nintendo roots, so they make a handheld next. But if we look at PlayStation's handheld history, the PSP was good for them. The Vita, um, and the PlayStation Portal is for me not a really, really hunted at all, and
no.
this is for me really, really fucking crap and not much money maker. But yeah, what's your opinion of that?
So I've got the ROG LIX, and I absolutely adore this thing. So I've just over an hour train trip to work every day. Now, I have got Starfield and Forza 6 installed on it. I can play both of those games offline on the train on my ROG. And so it's starting to happen. Yes, I do. I think every 30 days I have to sign in, but on like and again, this take with this whatever you want. If I cannot sign into the internet every 30 days, I have got bigger problems to worry about than whether I can play games or not. That's that's the kind of mindset I'm in at the moment, where my life is becoming, well, everyone's lives are just becoming very expensive. Everyone is having to make cuts, and I think we are all now starting to realize the sacrifices that people have been making. And so you mentioned before about putting a disk drive on the new console. Now, in reality, or in our mind, yeah, that sounds great. But somebody has to make the discs. Somebody has to ship them. Somebody has to do all of this stuff for such a small percentage of gamers. And like again, like I said, I'm gonna be devil's advocate here because it's gonna cost so much money to do, and they're gonna make no money from it. Now, do we make physical games more expensive than digital? That could be a thing. Do we make a physical game $20 more so you can buy the case, you can cover the cost of the disc being made, all of these things. But then games are now bigger than they've ever been. I'm not. And so, for instance, all right, we've got this game. It's an extra $20 to buy it physically. This new game is on 4 discs. So realistically, we're going to have to charge you $20 4 times. So all of a sudden, my game is now $80 more to buy physical than digital. And so all of a sudden, we start to think of games are too big. They take too long to make, and they're too expensive to make. And so I think to solve this, we need to start making cuts there. We need to, like, games need to have a smaller period of time to be made. I don't need ultra realistic graphics. I don't need all of this. I just want to enjoy what I do. And so if we do that, then there's money for things like physical.
Yeah,
That, that's kind of where.
but I want to say about that. For me, it is about owning something. It is we
Yeah.
have the Stop Killing Game initiative, and I think if you want to buy something, you want to own it, and this is the most important thing. That's why I talk about GOG, because you own the
Yeah.
thing, and if
Yeah.
you want to go or digitally, it is the best alternative, I think. So,
Yeah.
but I want to say that you were right. We don't need many expensive games or bigger games or open world like that, etc., etc. We need, I think, we talked about 360 before, and I remember the day that the publisher and the developers was more experimental. They made small games. They make different IPs. I mean, what did we get at this 360 week ago? We got Halo 3. We got the first Gears of War, and so on. And we get more IPs and more ideas. And I think we need more ideas now, and not always the same remake, not the same remaster, etc. of that game in peculiar. And I mean, what is bad at the old game? I mean, we get later that year or next year, I don't know, Code Veronica, the remake. And we have already on the 360, we can play Code Veronica now. But
Yeah.
but I say for some games we need a remake, and I think Code Veronica is one of them, because the tank controls and so on, and nobody. I mean, I'm not a fan of the tank controls, but there are fans on the tank controls. Okay, they can play the originals, and for me, I want the new style of control. And everybody is different. So for me personally, I don't need the Final Fantasy VII remake at all. I played the first part of the remake, and I mean, what's the point? I mean, pay $80 for 3 parts each of one game, and this is insane for me. I mean, how far did we become? I mean, of course, Final Fantasy VII is a big cash cow for Square Enix. We don't need to talk about it. And same for Final Fantasy 14 with the MMO. But I mean, what is wrong with the original Final Fantasy VII? I mean, you can
Yeah,
play it, and you don't need to pay um, $240 for that.
yeah, yeah. It's wild, isn't it? It's wild. I think, like, again, when we look back, or when we look at games, and there's just a standard. This is how much a video game costs. Whether it costs X amount to make or not, whether it costs X amount of hours to make or not, it's a physical thing that costs this much. Like, you go to a cafe and you buy a coffee, it's always that price. But the cost it the cost it costs to make that coffee fluctuates every day. Every single day, coffee is more or less expensive. And so, do we go to that? Do we go to a thing of like, okay, this game took 10 years to make, it costs $300 billion to make, it's $200. This game took 100 hours to make, it cost us 20 grand. Here you go, you can have it for $13. And then when we start to actually pay the companies what it costs to make this product, then we can reap the benefits of a physical release program or something. Because, like, yeah, and I know what you mean about the ownership thing. It's something that I probably should think more about, but it never crosses my mind when I buy something of, oh, I own this now, or, oh, I don't own this now. I think of it as, cool, I get to use this. And when I've finished using it, I'm gonna stop using it. And so I think I'm in a different mindset to you about ownership. Which is fine. We can have different mindsets. But I don't know where we'd go from here. That's my only thing.
To go on a different topic, which I have also on the list, and the last topic is the hardware pricing. And the hardware pricing is going very, very up. You see,
Yep.
this we I talked about with Nathan uh, lately about Xbox, and the Xbox is dead now. We can say PlayStation is dead, and and
Everything's dead, mate. Don't worry
yeah,
about it. It's
everything
all
is
dead.
dead. But to talk about the Steam machine, yeah, the same specs like the Series S also, and
Mhm.
thousand euros or $1,000 for that,
Yep.
and
Yep.
Xbox got a price hike as well with the Series X and
Yep.
S, and
Yep.
I think the next generation um, could be very, very expensive, more like $1,000 or more. We saw
Yeah.
that at
I,
the PlayStation 5 Pro that it goes
yeah.
very, very high. So, what is your opinion on that? I mean, we talk about stopping on this at all. We can say, yeah, we stop that. We can buy a 360 now for $50, for example. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a reasonable price. You can go now and buy a 360 with a few games, maybe for $50. That is a good price
Yep.
point, and in
Yep.
compared to $1,000 for a new console. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about that? And where's your limit? I mean, you are more in this industry than me, and
Mm.
I don't know
So
if you always have the newest console or PC or etc. And what's your limit for that? Would you say I stop at a certain point, or what do you say?
Okay, so I'm always going to have something. That's going to be my thing. So my computer is 6 years old. It was not a beast when I bought it. It was medium range when I bought it. So I'm going to say it's probably on the lower to medium range now. I um I bought the Series X on day one. I only bought my PlayStation last year. I bought the ROG when it was on sale. Um, so I think this next generation, I'm not gonna buy everything. I'm just not, because as much as I have enjoyed playing my PlayStation um what's the word, exclusives, there hasn't been enough of them to justify
Agree.
me buying the next one. And now that we've got cross-play and cross save and all that kind of stuff, it's not so important that all of my friends are on Xbox or all of my friends are on PC. That doesn't matter so much anymore. But if like my whole ecosystem has been Xbox for many years, and so to move to something else is going to take something drastic. I'm I'm gonna buy the next Xbox. I'm not gonna be happy about how expensive it is. I'm assuming it's gonna be more than what the Pro costs, or
Mm.
similar. But that's gonna be a question for another day. Like at the moment, I'm gonna buy it no matter what it costs. That's gonna be, I'll save for it. We'll know how much it's gonna cost before it comes out. I'm going to assume that there'll probably be one or two launch titles with it. But as we saw with like the Xbox One and the 360 and the Series X, that everyone's still going to be making games for the Series X. It's going to be years until we start to, like, how the Xbox 360 store was only turned off, what was it, last year or the year before?
I think the year
Um,
before.
yeah, and so you know we were still able to buy 360 games 20 years after its
And
release.
Sony will shut down the PlayStation 3 store and Vita store now. And I think you
Yeah,
can't buy them anymore.
yeah. Which again is it's which means now that the physical games that are out there, that's it. Once they break or are lost or are thrown away, that's it. That's gone forever. Like you're never going to be able to get that again. Um, I was hoping that when Xbox closed the 360 store, that they were just going to transfer everything across to their new store, but that never happened, and it's probably never going to happen.
Because of
Um,
licensing, I think.
yeah, yeah, bloody licensing, eh? Causes so many headaches. But yeah, so to answer your question, I'm not going to buy everything. I'm only going to buy one thing. The next thing actually is to update my PC. Um, and then we'll see from there. But like again, just everything is getting so expensive that at a certain point, I'm not going to be able to afford it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to afford the games that I'm wanting to play. And I think that's the sad reality that we're going to have to start facing soon. Is that we're
Yeah.
going to have to start making such massive cuts that, yeah,
Yeah, and for me, I see it like you, but um, I think I won't buy a new console because I don't see a reason for that. I mean, you are more in this industry, what I want to say, you write articles and so on, and you have to maybe have the new thing, no matter what it
Yeah.
is. And you can say, I buy an Xbox and Harry buy the new PlayStation, for example, and that's it. And
Yeah.
so one
Yeah.
do that and one do that, and good. But for me personally, as a consumer and one who haven't such much money and who have it already, um, I would say that for now, the Xbox Series X is my last console for now. For
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
I mean, I have the PC here, and can still play 360 games. I can still play PS3 games, and
Yeah.
I mean, what is wrong about the Series X or S nowadays? I mean, nothing is wrong. I mean, you can play the
No.
game in the future as well, and they look
Yeah.
already really, really good, and I don't see a
Yeah.
point for owning a new hardware at all, especially
Yeah.
for that
I
price
agree.
point.
Yeah. I agree. Um. Yeah.
And of course, we have the backlog, so much,
Oh.
many games, and
Yeah. Yeah. I think my backlog is literally gonna last to until I die.
yeah.
My my kids are gonna inherit my backlog.
Yeah, but yeah, that was for the topic, I would say. Do you have anything to add to that, or do you want anything to add for that, or do you have another topic where you want to talk about?
No, I think we've talked a lot of things. It's brought up a lot of emotions. I'm gonna need to go and have another coffee and go for a little bit of a walk. I think because it is when we have these conversations, it is it's quite intense and it does make you think of this industry that we have loved for so long is
Yeah.
in such a dire place. And yeah.
But one question I have for the last, do you think that we get a video game crash like 1983, or would you say no, not at all? Because yeah, what should they do wrong? Because I heard many people, not many, but some people say, yeah, better we get a video game crash like 1983 because we have so many games. Back then there was so many games and they crash it. And yeah, I don't know if this would be a reality or how it ends for that. Um, yeah, what's your opinion on that?
I think if anything, it'll be a crash from the top. Like I feel at the moment we've got this pyramid, but it's upside down, and the the AAA companies are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But the amount of indie games that I play that have been made by one or two people that have, they've got a full time job and they're making this on the weekends and they're making it with their friends, or that might be like a 3 or 4 people team. These games are actually way more fun. They're way more involved. They've got some incredible ideas. And so I think if anything, that's what needs to happen is we need to have a tumble at the top and everyone needs to get a little bit of a reality check of all right, we need to just cool our heels a bit. Let's just take a few steps back. And like we love throwing shade at companies, but I feel like what Usher's doing at Xbox is that she's taking a step back. And what are we? What as a company, what are we doing? What's important to us? What do our fans want? What do they do? And like I just love games. I don't care where I play them, but I feel like this kind of mentality is what we all need to start thinking about. Like, what's important to me? What do I care about the most? And then just do that. So yeah, I think if anything happens, that's what's going to happen.
Okay. So I think that's a good point to end this podcast and a good final words, I think. And but before we end, where can the people find you? How do they contact you? And where do you stream games? Because we
Yeah.
know we have
So
some people who wants to maybe look for your streams, maybe for the 360 games or so. And I was in the stream too. You know the beer, yeah, the beer game, and this was very funny to see the demo, the Steam demos. That was very cool and funny.
yeah, I so whenever I see when I wake up in the morning, I'll look at my phone and it'll say that you've streamed. I'm like, damn, I missed it again. One day I'll be awake. One day I'll be awake when it happens. But so at the moment, I've started streaming on Twitch, FBomb Gaming with an E, so FBOMBE Gaming. Um, that's where I'm doing all of my 360 stuff. On YouTube, I'm doing indie horrors. I'm doing like reviews and deep dives and let's plays on there. But I'm on all the social medias as well. So I've got a Instagram thread thingy, whatever that's called, Blue Sky and X. Again, all at FBomb Gaming with an E. So that's me. Come and hang out on. So I stream on a Wednesday morning, Australia time. So AEST. I start at 9:30 a.m. So, and we're playing whatever we're playing. So I'm gonna pop a poll up on one of my social media accounts, so I can get a bit of an idea about what people want to see next. But yeah, that's me.
Okay. One thing I have to mention before we end it, you asked about a game you can maybe play, and I thought about that when you mentioned it. And what about for 360? And you can play it also on the Xbox Series. What about Stuntman Ignition?
Oh my goodness! So let me. Uh, no. I thought I already had it. That's on my list. That's on my list of. So I've owned it before and I've played it before and loved it. So yeah, that is absolutely that's gonna be put on the Stuntman Ignition. So let me see quickly. Xbox. It's pretty cheap, I think now.
Yeah,
It's $4.
and it has a DLC as well.
Does it? Oh, it
Director's
does
Cut
too.
DLC.
Director's cut and the vehicle pack.
Yeah.
Oh, fun! All right, I'll pop that onto the poll as well. So I think we got Fractured, we got Stuntman. I picked up. Do you remember a film with Daniel Craig called The Golden Compass?
Mm, no.
Probably was called something else in Germany, but I bought that yesterday for $5 at a little secondhand shop that I was walking past. So we'll see another crappy movie tie-in game. Love it.
About movies, I got someday for 360 John Woo's Stranglehold or what
Oh,
it
that's
called.
a great one.
Yeah, I need
Yep,
to play it.
yep. For I haven't played it for a long time, but from what I remember, with your guns, you don't hold ammunition. You shoot, and when your gun runs out of ammo, you drop it and pick up another gun off an enemy and use that gun. So you're never like locked into like always using the your favorite weapon. Ah, dude, you're gonna love it.
Sounds
I
like
just
red
got
a
this.
bit.
I just got this Kane and Lynch T-shirt
Hmm?
the other day. And did you ever play Kane and Lynch?
No, but I have it on my wish list.
Dude, they are incredible games. Absolutely incredible. The second one's amazing. Yeah,
Okay.
do it.
But for now, I think we end this podcast now. I thank you for being here, and I hope you don't have bad thoughts because you said I want. It's always intense. Also, I want to have that my guests have a good experience and maybe
I
come
did.
back and
I
have
had
a
an
good
amazing
time. And
experience.
yeah, maybe with another coffee the next time.
Yes,
And
that's
yeah,
right.
thank you
That's
for
right.
being
No,
here.
I love our chats, mate. I really do. They are it's great to be able to talk to people about our passion,
Yeah.
whether our opinions are the same or whether they're different. It's great to actually be able to have a conversation rather than someone just yelling their opinion at you and you think, oh,
Or playing games together, for example, is a good thing
exactly,
too.
exactly.
Yeah. And some greetings to Steve. Steve, now we have a podcast again.
Hey, Steve, we love you, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, how I don't know how to end this.
Tell us where
Uh,
they can find you. What are you streaming at the moment?
I'm streaming Rogue Galaxy at the moment, the PlayStation 2 game, which makes
Yeah,
really fun. It has its flaws, but I like the design. I like the story of it, but the gameplay could be a bit better from my
yeah,
experience.
yeah.
But yeah, I like it. It's from level 5 and it is PlayStation exclusive, and you can play it on the PlayStation 4 too, but only digital.
Okay,
And yeah, and yeah, I have fun with it, and this is what I'm streaming at Twitch at the moment. The DK1 at Twitch, and here on YouTube. The last video was about the Beach Boys, a video where I talked about my history with the Beach Boys. The second part, the first one was with the band, and the second part was with the uh, members I have albums from, and yeah, I talked about it and my memories from it. And before I talked about the Beach Boys, in between, I talked about Tree Punk, the second one, and
yeah.
for me it is Fiat 4. But yeah,
Awesome,
talk
awesome.
about that.
I'll have to go and I'll have to go and check out that Beach Boys one because I do like the Beach Boys.
Okay, so I want to end this podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here, Fraser. And yeah, we'll see us next time.
Sounds good, mate. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.